Hey kids, welcome back to Guitar Quackery Live. You are watching Guitar Quackery Live. It is a live stream that you're watching. Well, you are watching a replay of a live stream because I don't have an audience as we speak, so whoever's watching this is watching a replay. I'm waiting for a small audience, at least one. Okay? So, today is a very exciting day. So for those of you who are joining the live stream, well, why am I saying this? I'm just going to have to repeat it later. Yeah, we're doing some cutting edge research here. Oh, I forgot to give this back to a customer. I fixed his microphone cable today. I don't really do that usually, normally, but I did it today. I made an exception because he was a nice guy, I think. I think he was a nice guy. Okay, where's my audience? No audience yet. All right. I got some nuts to keep me company. All right. I'm waiting for an audience. We have a guitar here. And, yeah, I was kind of prepped. Let me show you. Like this. All right. So these are, I call them rails. I don't know what I should call them. Oh, look, there's an audience. We're going to do some 3D scanning. Dr. Aficionado is here. Welcome back to Guitar Quackery Live. And I have two viewers. The other viewer might be the person that I'm hoping is going to be able to watch this. So here's what's happening. 3D scanning is something new here. And I'm trying to find ways of diagnosing guitars before I do a service, and maybe even performing the service in virtual 3D space on a virtual guitar, which is a scan of the actual guitar, just to see the results. And on the bench today is a perfect candidate for some fret work. So this guitar does need fret work. Now, I know it needs a refret, but, and I'll show you. So it's got severe fret wear. Let's have a look. All right, I'm going to show you. Severe fret wear. Right here, I am focusing on one of the frets. Yeah, this is, you know, pretty severe. Look at this. Okay, so that's quite a dimple here. And as you can see, the string is rusty. And, you know, that's part of the issue here. If you use, you know, if you never change your strings, they're going to get rusty. And this is like a little rasp. And it, you know, damages the frets. It's, you know, in bad shape. So now it needs a refret. Look at these frets. So this one is the 3rd fret. So I am not going to bother with a level crown polish when a guitar is in this shape, because I've done it, and, you know, when I was little, just too much work, almost more work than doing a refret. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll remove the strings and we'll scan it. Now, I titled this thumbnail, Front Row Seat to the Future. Well, because this is just some research and development that I'm doing with a new partner. So the partner is someone who is subscribed to this channel, like you should be. And I started doing, hold on, that's a bit noisy. So I started scanning guitars, doing 3D scans on the channel, on this channel and the other channel, the main channel. And that caught his attention. His name is Kevin. And he wanted to, do some of his own experiments. So hold on. He started writing to me in the comments, and he asked if I could let him have one or two of my scans. And I said, yeah, I can give you anything you want, So it turns out that hold on, I don't want to talk while it's making noise. That he had some great ideas, and I was blown away with what he sent back to me. So he opened the scan in a different 3D software, I forget what it's called, that I don't use, and then he made a cross-section, virtual cross-section, and made a profile of that, and I can show you one of the images that he sent to me. How about I show you the first one? Okay, here it is. Okay. Look at this. I'll show you. So this was one of the guitars that I scanned. I scanned the fingerboard. Okay, are we in autofocus? Manual focus. Okay, so here's my phone, okay? And then he generated this cross-section thing, and he blew up the y-axis, as you can see. So these are the frets. The nut is here. And this is like a, like a virtual straight edge here, this line. And you can see the dipping here, and the line lines up with one of those frets here right now. This is the way he did it, right? And you can take measurements from here, and I have some ideas on how to simulate a level crown polish with something like this, which I'm going to talk about here, just to kind of predict what the outcome of a level crown and polish would be, and then perhaps show that to a customer and say, you see, a level crown polish is not a good option in this case. We need to do a refret, something along those lines. So this guitar is a perfect candidate for this, because look at how horrible these frets are. I'm going to give you a glimpse from here as well. We are going to take some measurements with conventional tools, with little feeler gauges and whatnot, but this is what we see. Look at this. All right. So this is a refret job. Okay, and what I'll do is, this is a bolt-on neck. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Or I know what I'm doing, I just don't know exactly how I'm going to be doing it. First, I want to see, without strings on, if this has relief or a back bow. So it's rocking a little bit. So this is a little bit of a back bow. So I need to release the truss rod. Now it's one of those annoying systems. I guess it's going to be a 4mm, maybe 5, I don't know, I can't even tell. I can't see. So these are my tools. So let's try a 4 first, if it even fits. Oh, how horrible. I can't believe it, how they design these things. So I'm gonna remove the neck, doesn't matter. For our purposes, I just wanna straighten the neck and scan it. I was kind of counting on this anyway, on the neck removal. Okay, here it is. All right, we don't need the body. So you'll have a front row seat to this research and development that is happening right now, live. So you saw that cross section. So a Plek machine generates something similar, but it is my understanding that a Plek machine is going to take a scan, maybe like 6 scans for each string, I guess. But the 3D scanner can scan at a resolution of 20 microns. So then once you have the scan, you can take a cross section anywhere on the scan that you want at that resolution. I'm going to take a high-res scan and a low-res scan of the same. So we're going to compare the two, Kevin and I. I'm going to send the scans to him so he can do his magic, and then we'll keep you posted. So now you can see that this has a relief, yeah? Because it's touching here and here, and it's flexing. So I need to tighten it just back a little bit. Still relief. Still some relief. Okay. I want to get the fingerboard straight. So it means that I'm actually going to use a notched edge, right? But just for now, I just want to do like a rough adjustment just to get in the ballpark. So here we have a little bit of a back bow. Look at that. So if I hold it here, you will see, okay, this is too thick of a feeler gauge, but I can feel the rocking. You can see this. You see this? Okay, but here we have flexing in the middle. So we have a differential relief. It's a horrible neck. It's kind of what we want. So first, let's take some measurements of this topography of this fingerboard, fretboard, and write them down. And then we'll compare our physical measurements to the measurements that we achieve by scanning this. So how should I do this? Okay, so on the treble side, between the E and the B strings, okay? Oh, there's a little bit of a... Okay, so where was I having a relief here? So the relief is here. No, that's not going to work. So let's loosen it a little bit. So between the G and the D, we have relief, relief. And here, we have no relief. And no back bow either. Okay, so these are the finer feeler gauges. So let's write this down. Between the D and G strings, so right in the middle of the neck, between the D and G strings, we have relief, some relief. on the 8th fret, I'm going to measure it. Look at that. 20 microns, not 30. So 20 or more, but less than 30. Okay. So we have 0.02 millimeters. Okay. Now, I can't measure, I need to measure between the strings because we have dimples where the strings are. Okay, so let's measure between the E and the B strings. Right there. So what do we have here on the 8th fret? Looks like we have less than 20 microns. Yeah. So less than 20 microns. What about the 9th fret? So, okay, between the E and B, less than 20 microns. So 20 microns is bigger, right? And might as well measure between the B and G. Between the B and G. (20 microns), 30 microns, look at that. So 30, not 40. So 0.03 millimeters. Let's measure between the D and the A. What do we have here? We have some relief. Less than 20 microns. So that's between the, what I say, the D and A. Less than 20 microns. And then between the A and the E, we have a back bow. You see that? You see that? So it's hitting some frets in the middle. So if I push it down here and if I push it down here, can I measure this gap? It's less than 20 microns here of a gap. So between A and E, back bow, okay? All right, so this is how it is. All right, now let's have a look at this. Yeah, this fingerboard is kind of all over the place. I don't want to move this neck too much because I want it to just stay the way it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera here so you can see. I'm going to light it from the back. So friends, like I said, this is research and development, and you have a front row seat to what we're doing. So this is a guitar quackery partnered up with one of our viewers whose name is Kevin. See, that's what happens when people collaborate. Then good things happen, right? Exciting things. So here we are on the fingerboard. So here we are aligned with the E string. And this is the 8th fret right here. But here we have some dipping. So the 6th and 7th fret. No, I'm sorry. This is the 9th fret. So let's measure this. And I want to write it down. So, so low E, E6, between, what did we say? Ninth, what did we say here? I'm going to measure between, we have a biggest gap between the 7th and the 8th fret, maybe. Between the 7th and the 8th frets, we have a gap of less than 20 microns. Yeah, it just doesn't fit. Okay, less than 0.02 millimeters. Now, how about aligning this with the A string? Let's just move it across. Okay, so here we have more of a gap. Okay, so the A string shows a gap. I mean, when I align it with the A string, but I don't think I can put it through. I can't put the feeler gauge through. I usually call it the onion skin. It's 20 microns thick. Yeah, it doesn't fit through. So this is roughly the position of the D string now. It doesn't go through. The position of the G string. B string now. Still nothing. How about here? I'm surprised that I can't put it through. It's important not to put it this way, right? Because we have a hump. We have a radius fingerboard. No, but we have a gap here. Look at this. So 2 high spots and 2 low spots. All right. I don't believe we have a gap here. There is a little gap. I just can't put this through. And here, there's a gap. A bigger gap. And the high spot is, it's hard to tell. Let me see. The high spot is between the 11th, closer to the 11th fret. Between the 11th and 12th frets. I think that's where the high spot is. On the board. So, high spot. So this is the 11th fret. This is the 12th fret. So it's closer to the 11th fret, like right here. I don't know how to. But this is why we are recording. So we can always go back to this live stream. Okay, now let's get the scanner ready. There's the 3D scanner here. And like I said, I don't want to move the neck anymore. I'm going to take 2 scans of this neck. So let me just clear the bench. I want it to stay the way it is. And I'm going to put these markers here. So I need to improvise. Let's put something here. No, this doesn't work. Come on, how about this? Okay, this works. And The more the better. So I'd like to put these markers on this side. I need something. Maybe like this. Not quite. How about this? Okay. This is it. Okay, friends, we're ready to do some scanning. And like I said, I'm going to scan this first at low res, actually mid res, and then I'm going to scan it at high res. So there will be 2 scans. I'm not going to process any of the scans. Firewood, yeah. Fret dressing, no, we're not going to do any fret dressing. This needs a refret, but we are going to diagnose it. Well, we're not going to diagnose it. I'm going to send these files to a new partner here whose name is Kevin. He's one of the viewers of this channel. He's subscribed, like you should be if you haven't subscribed yet. And he is going to be, doing his own research and development. And we will all benefit from this because obviously every guitar player will benefit from this eventually. Okay, the scanner is on. Okay, let me see. I'm going to start the app, the software. And we're going to call this project. How about project number 1? Okay, so now I need to use Wi-Fi to connect this scanner. See, now it's blinking blue. When it's green, it's connected to the computer. But then I will lose my internet connection to the feedback that I'm getting from you. So if you write any chat messages from now on, even when I log back on, I won't be able to see them. Okay, that's just the way it is. Okay, so I need to switch my Wi-Fi. Bear with me. Okay, it's not showing up yet. Oh, it is. Okay, it's connecting to this. Still blinking blue. And now it's green. Okay, so now I no longer have a connection to the internet. Well, I have it through my switcher, so I'm still live streaming, but that's it. So project 1. Project 1. Mid-res scan. Okay, I'm setting up the whole thing. And you know what? I might as well show you. But I'm going to set up this camera here so that you have a good view of what I'm doing. Okay, we all need to be patient, but it is worth your time. It's just, pseudo-scientific research that we're doing here. Let me check something. Let me check focus. I think... Oh, manual focus, okay. I guess it's okay. Let's put in autofocus. I hate autofocus. Network connection failed. What does this mean? Okay, so, oh, that was, I know what that is. Hold on. Okay, all right. So now, I'm using, so I have a prompter here, and I'm using the prompter. So we are on channel 8, and now you see that screen. So here I'm going to set up this resolution like this. Okay, and it's called Project 1 Mid-Res. Okay, now check this out. Scan. And here I can set the exposure. Okay, I can set the exposure. Let's leave it here. And this is crossed lines or parallel lines. When we are in this mode, we're scanning at low res or mid res. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it now. And here, now we have this. I lost my switcher here. Okay, so you see the screen, and here we see the distance. Okay, so it needs to be here, ideally, and I can start scanning. I just pushed the button, and now it's scanning. Okay, scanning the fingerboard. Okay, and now I can show you this. So right now I'm not able to see a preview, or better say a program monitor of what you are seeing. I just need to trust my switcher. Okay, so at first the scan appears pink. Okay, and then when it starts turning green, that means that it's good. It's capturing everything. Now, I am avoiding, I don't want to use a 3D scanning spray because that adds a layer of a few microns, and I think it can throw off measurements. But sometimes you need to use a scanning spray if the frets are too shiny. Okay, so you can see it's scanning nicely. And we are, oh yeah, so you see the crisscross lines? So that's how you know you're in low res or mid res. So right now I'm scanning at the highest resolution in this mode, which is mid res for this scanner, because this scanner is capable of scanning in a higher resolution than this. Okay, so I want this to turn green here, and you know, I want to kind of scan from behind, so this way I scan the sides of the crowns of the frets. Now, because we are doing scientific research, I want to have a good scan, right? So I'm going to spend a little more time so that I don't have any gaps, nothing that will throw off measurements. Okay, and I'm going to do it from this side. It's looking good. Look at that on the screen right there. I'm also scanning the nut. Now, the nut is black, so I'm not sure. I might have to increase the exposure to scan the nut, just to go over the nut again. We'll see. So in a few moments, I will stop this scan and I'm going to look at it. I'm going to zoom in on it. So we have plenty of these markers. So the more markers you have, I guess, the better, because this way you don't lose tracking. I have way more markers than I actually need. I want to capture the nut as best as I can. Now I think we're going to have some issues with the nut, but let's see. So that's the mid-res scan. I think this looks good already. Okay, so now just let me show you one more time. This is where it's at right now. Obviously it's scanning the surrounding area as well, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push here, and now I paused the scan, and now I want to look at it. Excuse me. So this is it. I can turn it. Let's zoom in on the nut here. So it's a point cloud. It's called a point cloud. Yeah, you know, I can't tell if the nut is good or not. I'm going to assume that it's good enough. Looks good. All right, so now let's push this button. Complete scan. And yes, it's processing. So this isn't the same as rendering. And now it's going to turn blue, you will see. And now we can clean it up. So in this orientation, look, we got something here. I don't know what that is, but we need to remove this. Whatever that is. Look at this. If I can't delete it. That's interesting. Okay. So here I'm going to select this. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here I selected part of the fingerboard. Obviously we don't want to delete that, so let me unselect it. Okay, and here selecting the two rails. And now let's see, what is this thing in the middle there? Something blue here. Okay. And let's turn it this way. Let's see. This looks good. So I wonder why I didn't want to select this. Let me try again. Now it's red, okay? And now I'm just going to click the delete button. But before I do, once we delete, we cannot go back. So there's something blue there as well. Right here. Okay, we don't need the headstock either. So from here, all of this. Yeah, because we want to reduce our file size. Let's make sure that we didn't select anything that we don't want to delete. Okay, this looks good. And now delete. Boom. Okay, so this is what we are left with. I think this looks good. We can always clean it up later as well. And now here, this is important. Before we render, we go here, Ultra Detail, and we adjust this resolution. So that's 200 microns. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't go to 0.1 like we set it up at the beginning. For whatever reason, now it's showing 0.2 resolution. So as you can see, it doesn't go any finer than that. And now we can click here, and now it's processing. So this is going to take a minute to process. And yeah, I'm looking at it right there. And you can look at it right there as well. Here it is. So it's processing. It's 51% done. And now let's just talk about what we are going to do next. So I'm going to, once I process this, it's automatically saved. And I'm not going to touch this at all. So this stays the way it is. Let's put the scanner here. And then I'm going to do another complete scan, but with parallel lines, 7 parallel lines. So that takes longer, but it scans at a higher resolution. And I'm going to send both scans to Kevin. So they should be identical, right? But scanned at 2 different resolutions. So that's not quite the same as scanned once and rendered at 2 different resolutions. This will be scanned at 2 different resolutions and rendered separately, obviously. All right. It's still doing its thing. Here. Oh, it's done. Look at that. Where's my mouse? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the image. Now I can export this image. Might as well do it. Export right here. Boom, and now I name it. So hold on. Where do I have? Camera 8. Okay, so now you see this. And I'm going to name the image. So it was Project 1. What did we call it? Oh, mid-res. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, now we're ready to scan this thing in high-res. Okay. So I'm going to set up the software. And once again, let me show you how I set it up. So here it is. So we're done with this. Now I can go back home. So this is a point cloud, okay? It's not a mesh. it's made out of little points. You can convert it into a mesh. Okay, so there's a difference. So now we can go back home. Close, yes. And here, new project, and we're going to call it project 1. High, just HI, res. Okay, high res, and we OK it. Now here it's already set up like this, but now if I click here and I change this into this, now it's going to do parallel lines, and then I'll be able to then, well, it's actually going to scan in a higher resolution. It's kind of weird, right? And then I'll be able to render in a higher resolution, to process the image in a high resolution, in high res. Okay, let's do it. And you will see that this time we will be seeing just parallel lines. So where are the lines? Is it not scanning? What's happening? Oh, please. Okay, so it seems like we're having a technical issue. Okay, so let's undo what we just did. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I hope this works. Maybe I need to restart the scanner. I don't know. So let's see. Okay, so this is no good. Clear. Yes. All right. And now let's see. So you see some parallel lines there, but they're very faint. I don't like it. Let's clear again. Okay, now, so not this, we want this. Maybe exposure a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so you see those parallel lines, they're appearing. So I think we just need to adjust the exposure and the brightness. So it is my understanding that if you do that, you know, a resolution goes down. But I guess we don't have a choice. I'm not scanning yet. Now let me start scanning. This isn't cooperating really. Okay, I paused. Wow, I never had this issue. Okay, I guess we just need to play with it. Well, it's better. And you see it's scanning slowly. So I think that, you know, it's working, but it's just going to take longer. Oh, you know what I'm seeing? I was too far away. So now I'm here. Okay, so I was too far away. So let's just go back and adjust the exposures so that we end up with a better resolution at the end. So first we want to clear this. let's try this. Okay. Okay. That works better. Okay, I'll show you like this. So, honestly, I'm still learning the scanner. I'll get better with time. Let's just look at the image. So because we only have 7 lines, we need to move slower, I think. And like I said, I need to keep an eye on my distance right here. So it seems that when we are scanning at this resolution, I just need to be closer. Okay. It's capturing. So this does take longer. So I've scanned things at this high resolution before, but not entire fretboards. So this is an experiment for science and pseudoscience and witchcraft and quackery. So Guitar Quackery is the home of hold on, I used to say this on my channel, where pseudoscience, witchcraft, and quackery are the gold standards of guitar services. Looking good. Look at that. So I do want to capture the nut, if I can. I lost tracking there for a moment. So I think this file is going to be massive, right? Because it's the entire fingerboard at the highest resolution. Preferably, I want everything to turn green. Okay. And I do need to go over the same spots. See, when it's only projecting 7 parallel lines, we do need more tracking markers. So we are going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to process and render and export the file. And this time, I am not going to be doing any analysis. I'm going to leave that up to Kevin. And then he'll surprise us with some awesome results. I was really impressed with what he came up with. And he's got some other ideas that maybe we shouldn't discuss yet. That's just premature, because if it doesn't happen, then it's kind of silly. He just mentioned an idea in a text message. This is where it's at. So it seems to be capturing something in mid-air. And there's nothing there, actually. So I don't know how that happens. But you can see there seems to be something floating above the fingerboard. You can see the floaters. We're going to call them the floaters. So so far I like what I'm seeing. I'd like to fully capture this nut, at least the string slots. It seems like the string slots are all green. Okay. I want the dimples on the frets to be fully captured, obviously. Now, what I think this is really showing, this isn't really showing the scan in full resolution. It's previewing it in a decent enough resolution for us to monitor, but I don't think that it's previewing in full resolution, because I don't see any dimples on the frets there. I'm sure they're there. We might be dealing with reflections, in which case it might be necessary to use the spray. So, like I said, you have a front row seat to a research and development experiment. Wherever this takes us, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's as good as it's gonna get. I don't think this is gonna get any better than it is. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's stop scanning. Okay. And now let's have a look. So we have this, and we click here. Yes. Processing is not the same as rendering. And now, once again, we need to clean up this mess. So let's start selecting here. Same thing that we did before. This corner again turned red. So, good thing we noticed. Okay, let's select this thing. And let's select this thing here. This is red, it shouldn't be. I think that's good. So you see that's a floater right here. Okay, I just turned red. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that happens. Okay, we want to make sure that no part of the fingerboard turns red. And here let's select this headstock portion. Delete. Boom. Let's zoom in on this. So we can also click this reset button. I see a floater right there, so let's do this. Oh. Yeah, right there. Boom. And what's that? Something here. And we have another little thing here. Yeah, whatever's red there goes away. I think we're good. Now I just want to make sure we don't have any more floaters there, so let's do this. Select all the way up there and in a straight line. Okay, nothing. Once again, we want to set this resolution to ultra detail, and let's see what resolution we can get. 150 microns. So I think, I think that's a problem. I think that I'm able to capture 20 microns when it's a small scan. But I remember capturing, not entire fingerboards before, but parts of fingerboards, and it wouldn't let me render it at 20 microns. So I think that's a limitation of this software, I guess software, not the scanner itself. So we do our best. So it's going to be 150 microns. That's it. Okay. And that's it. Now we are rendering, processing. Now, while it's doing its thing, I can step over here. I'm done scanning. So I can disconnect my Wi-Fi from the scanner, I think. Now let me wait, just in case. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. 58%. Okay, we're good. It's still connected to Wi-Fi. We have a green light. This is the battery indicator. And I have to recharge the battery, obviously. And 82%. Okay. Okay. So this is exciting, but I guess we can't scan at full resolution if the object is, or I guess if the point cloud is bigger than a certain number of millions or billions of pixels, right? Maybe that's the limit. I think so, because I've scanned guitar nuts, and like I said, portions of fretboards, and that worked. And I think I tried to scan larger portions of guitar necks, and it didn't work. I never tried to scan the entire neck at full resolution. Okay. Oh, we're done. So this is it. Where are we? And now we are, see here you can make a mesh. So we have a point cloud. You can make a mesh. Export. And what do we call it? Project 1? 1 high res. Okay. We save that. And while it's saving, actually it's already done saving, I'm going to connect back to Wi-Fi, to the internet. I need to recharge the battery. Okay, so we are done with this project. How long did this take? Let me check. Oh, how long? 1 hour and 7 minutes and 58 seconds. All right, well, it was an experiment worth doing. But I cannot read any chats, nothing. So that's it. So the switcher, you know, maintains the connection to the live stream, but once I lose the connection through my browser, even if I connect it back, I cannot see you guys anymore. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't know if you're chatting, posting chat messages. I don't know anything, because no one tells me anything here. Now we can take this apart. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to put this back together. Might as well clean the fingerboard. I'm not going to work on this guitar now. I mean, it's not part of this experiment anyway. I mean, the work that needs to be done is not part of this experiment. And it's not going to be done anytime soon either. So, yeah, friends, thank you for participating. And I hope that you enjoyed your front row seat tickets. So, yeah. What else is there for me to say? Nothing. I guess thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.